Well, hey there, everyone, and happy Tuesday. I'm Fox 10 News meteorologist Jennifer Lambers with a look at your forecast. And we are tracking active showers and thunderstorms out there right now. I mean, if you just take a look behind me, radar is really beginning to light up. We're noticing more of these widespread showers and thunderstorms out there. So please just make sure that you're being careful in case you're heading out anytime soon. But thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of Next Weather. Again, this is weekly, Monday through Friday at 2:30. So thank you for joining us and talking more about the forecast. And so I really just want to take a deeper dive into what we are monitoring at this time. And so some of that is just going to be radar out there, and so more of those widespread showers and thunderstorms taking place. Let me know where you are and let me know what you're seeing in case you've experienced any of those showers and thunderstorms so far for today. And I'm going to go ahead and track some of these. Again, the time right now is about 2:30, and so looking in closer, really Jackson beginning to notice more of those lightning strikes, very active with some of those thunderstorms out there. So if you're closer towards Wakerville, Hawthorne, even if you're in Choctaw Bluff, you're likely hearing some of this just on the north side there of McIntosh. And so taking a look at the amount of lightning strikes that we're seeing, 84 lightning strikes just in the past 30 minutes. So still very active at this time with more of these storms that we're seeing. And then go ahead and just taking a look at what else we got going on. Closer towards Bruton, really just isolated showers, just closer towards McDavid in Florida, beginning to notice more of those. And then taking a look closer towards Mississippi, things are beginning to get a bit more active just closer towards Bendale. Lucedale, you're still staying mostly dry at this time. You'll likely see some of this moderate rainfall begin to push closer towards your direction not too long from now. And then additional areas closer towards Bradley, up towards State Line and Knobtown, really noticing more of that heavy rain. Looking towards Mobile and Baldwin counties, in case you're driving out across the Bayway, if you just take a look towards the north, likely seeing all of that moderate rainfall that's falling just closer towards Chunchula, Salco, Axis, beginning to see some of that, and even extending down closer towards Sims. Moderate rainfall, but not as active with some of that thunder and lightning. Baldwin County, Stapleton, extending up closer towards Bay Minette, seeing some of that along with additional areas in Spanish Fort. I-10 luckily is looking pretty good right now. And then even on the southern side of Baldwin County, Daphne, Fairhope, you're beginning to notice more of that heavy rainfall just beginning to push in. So downtown Fairhope really about to be seeing some of that. And then southern Mobile County, just on the south side there of Bayou La Battery, Dauphin Island, noticing some of those isolated showers and additional showers just isolated closer towards Pensacola. So a lot of areas mentioned there. You have a decent chance to see some of those showers or thunderstorms heading into the remainder of today. So just keep that rain gear handy in case you're heading out anytime soon. This trend is only going to continue until we get closer towards around 7, 8 o'clock. Once that sun begins to set, we lose some of that daytime heating. That's when a lot of these chances will begin fizzling out. So timing things out on our futurecast is just what we're looking at so far. This one was a little bit behind here. Here's about what we're looking at currently. So very similar look. It wants to bring in additional heavy rainfall just closer towards southern Mobile, Baldwin counties once we make our way closer towards 3 o'clock, all lifting up from the south and continuing on that southeasterly trek. So if you're heading home from work around 5 o'clock, if your loved one is, then maybe just give them a heads up. Just take it easy on the roadways. There's no need to hurry home. Just make sure that your headlights are on so that way you're visible to other drivers. I always mention that one a lot just because I was on the road this past Sunday driving back from vacation from Dothan and really just saw heavy rainfall, and it was very difficult to see some of the cars in front of us because they didn't have their headlights on. They have to manually turn it on. That way your taillights light up and you're visible even when you're not braking to other cars. So again, just make sure that you're driving carefully out there. Some frequent lightning, some gusty winds also possible within any of these storms heading into this evening. And there's that look by 8 o'clock, noticing some of that cloud cover sticking around, but the isolated shower potential really begins to drop off, and that'll only continue heading into the overnight hours. I was going to go ahead and take a look just closer towards downtown Mobile, back that up a little bit. Gray, gloomy, overcast skies. Even if you're not seeing any of those showers right now, still not looking the prettiest out there. I will say the temperatures, however, we are starting to see, if you look closely, I think you can see some of that rain falling just closer towards downtown. But temperatures resting in the upper 80s, dew points upper 70s. It's humid out there, especially once you're not seeing any of that rain and you see some of the peaks of sunshine. It's only going to be feeling hotter out there. So the feels like temperatures right now, 99 in downtown Mobile, but feels like temperatures all across the Gulf Coast. Feeling even warmer, 103 in Mobile Regional, 111 down in Gulf Shores. But if you take a look closer towards Bruton, Evergreen, even Leakesville, Loosedale, seeing more of even 70s in Bruton with how much rain you're experiencing. So that was the trade-off heading into today. We did not have a heat advisory issued because of the increased cloud cover and because of the increased rain coverage. The criteria would be 105 degrees and above, but really you need the whole county to be able to make it for that heat advisory to be issued. So we didn't quite see it for today. That could change as we make our way into the next few days ahead of us. Once the rain coverage goes down, the sunshine goes up, and also our daytime highs continue to tick up as well. So again, in case you do have any questions and you're joining us on Facebook, you're more than welcome to ask those. In case you're live streaming, you can always head on over towards our Facebook. And in case you're catching this later, you can always go back, just comment under where this Facebook Live was, and I'll try and go back and read any of your comments there too. Now temperatures versus the heat indices heading into today, they weren't as bad. As mentioned, that increased cloud cover, that increased rain coverage, it really helped us out just a little bit. And so the feels like temperatures varying from place to place, easily feeling like the triple digits. But this futurecast right here showing these temperatures is likely expecting some more rain heading later on into this evening, and that's what's going to be keeping those temperatures right there. But even overnight, we get closer towards midnight, that high humidity is still feeling muggy out there. Now a live view outside right now down at our local beaches, the surf a bit more rough. This is a much better picture than what I saw earlier when I was watching the conditions on Studio 10 in Foxton midday. It was raining down at our local beaches. Now we're noticing more sunshine. A few folks getting out there and enjoying it, but still some extremely rough surf. So the rip current risks, they are high for today and tomorrow. Noticing many of our local beaches flying those red flags out there. Surf height around 2 to 4 feet. Please be careful if you're getting in the water. Always know the name of the specific beach you're located on, where the closest lifeguard stand is, but expecting that to drop down to moderate by the time we get closer towards Thursday, and then even heading into the weekend, better improvements there when we're expecting it to drop to low. So in case you're looking for weekend plans and you want to go to the red, white, and blues taking place at Pensacola Beach, again, the Blue Angels, they will be practicing on Thursday. Forecast very similar. The dress rehearsal takes place on Friday, and then the full show is on Saturday. So if you haven't caught them before, if you're a little unfamiliar with it, if you go Thursday or Friday, you're going to be catching the same show as what is showing on Saturday. Last year on Saturday, the show got canceled. I didn't fully get canceled. It got rained out about halfway through. The Friday show, however, was in full swing. It was able to go on. So in case you have a couple days, you can head on down towards Pensacola Beach to catch this. You're going to want to do so, especially earlier in the day, in case more of those showers and thunderstorms do develop. But it's summertime here on the Gulf Coast. We're going to be seeing temperatures in the lower to mid 90s, high humidity, and that chance of showers and thunderstorms every single day. So it's going to be hit or miss with the rain coverage heading into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Just stay updated with us as we do get closer. You can always download the Foxton weather app. That way you're staying updated with the forecast, but just be ready in case you see any of those showers or thunderstorms. And regardless, it's going to be hot. So just make sure you apply that sunscreen over and over again. You stay hydrated. And in case you're planning on getting into the water to help cool off, when the blues fly, they close the Gulf waters to any swimmers out there for your own safety. So do keep that in mind. If you're on the Sound side, you can still get in the water. But if you're on the Gulf side at Casino Beach there, you will not be able to get into the water to cool down. So make sure you have a way to cool down. Drink plenty of water. Maybe get some buckets just to help cool you down throughout the show. Now also taking a look at the tropics, Beryl is a post-tropical cyclone at this time. Beryl will start dropping off here soon. And the rest of the Atlantic and the Gulf quiet at this time. So that's going to be the good news. However, I did want to go ahead and talk about something else, and that was the hurricane season forecast. If you were watching earlier today, I was talking about this just a little bit. So every single year we talk about the forecast for the season. NOAA does them, Colorado State puts them out, and so Colorado State back in April released their forecast for the season. No surprise, it was that above average forecast where they called for 23 named storms, 11 hurricanes, with 5 of those being major. Every month they come back and issue a revision just based upon what we've seen so far for the season. That way they just stay updated with what's going on. So they released one in June. There was no changes to it. They released one today on July 9th, and there were changes, and they upped those numbers even further. And the reason for that is they take into account the systems that we've already seen. We've already seen our first U.S. landfall hurricane for the season. And so with that, they are now forecasting 25 named storms, 12 hurricanes, with 6 of those being major. I mean, that major hurricane alone, that's doubled what we typically see in an average season. Again, average is 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, with 3 of those being major. And also that average number is almost doubled as well. So do keep that in mind. The biggest takeaway from this is that we are only not even halfway into July. Hurricane season goes until November 30th. So it's best just to make sure you have all of your insurance stuff up to date. Double check that you're not going to lapse in your coverage. Make sure that you have everything covered with that. The wind damage, make sure you're not in a flood zone. It's best, that's going to be the biggest takeaways from this forecast revision and what they're updating with it. So we'll continue to keep you updated right here on Fox 10. Again, Atlantic Gulf pretty quiet at this time, but we are still very early into the season. That was not what I wanted to show. We'll go ahead and move on to the next one. There we go, 7-day outlook. So again, increased rain coverage for today. As we make our way closer towards tomorrow, the rain chances drop off just a little bit. Still expecting it to be cloudy. And then by Thursday, we get back into our summertime pattern here on the Gulf Coast. And so temperatures continuing in the mid-90s, isolated to scattered rain showers every single day, especially heading into the afternoon. But in case you have any outdoor plans, just make sure you have that backup plan or keep that rain gear handy to go. And just a reminder, when thunder roars, go indoors. Be thinking of your kids, your pets, if they're spending any time outside. Just make sure that you're getting plenty of water, and for those kids, make sure they're also getting plenty of sunscreen. Again, as always, we're going to be here Monday through Friday for that 2:30 next weather update for you guys. In case you ever have any questions, just always feel free to send them in, and hopefully we can answer them here for you. Again, this is just deep diving a little bit into the forecast with what's going on, talking about the tropics, but also you can catch additional coverage coming up on Fox 10 Live. That'll be at 3 o'clock, and also later today on Fox 10 News at 4 and 5 o'clock with Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith. But I wish everyone out there a happy Tuesday.